I want to apologize in advance. I'm not feeling well. I look great, but with the haircut and everything, but I feel like absolute shit. And it's been a weird week for me personally because not everything that's happened to me has been bad, but it's just the bad stuff that's been going on has been weird. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm just now getting sick. My PS3 is probably dead. I'll do a video about that someday. And I bought a $60 game that wasn't finished yet. So yeah, what a week this is. Now I bought Street Fighter V Thursday night. I was there with a couple of my friends. I bought the game, and we went back to the crib to my place, and we played several rounds. We had to wait for it to install first, but we played a couple rounds, and the game's awesome. Like graphically, the game's beautiful. Gameplay wise, the game's spectacular. The music's awesome. The stages are awesome. The game's awesome. At its core, which isn't much, by the way, is the game's awesome. Where this game fails, in my opinion, is obviously with the lack of content. And I want to make this clear. For me, I was okay if there were certain features that were being pushed back for later, like the extensive story mode. Not that 3-round BS that they have now, but the extensive story mode, the one that's in line with Mortal Kombat X and the one before, and the one just before that. That's supposedly coming out in June. I'm okay with that. I was okay with it. You know what I mean? Because it is that's what the gaming industry is now. You know what I mean? And I was okay with that. What I didn't expect is having just these bare bone features. You know what I mean? Like I just played it just now. I did survival mode. I mean, it's a cool little mode. It's a cool little mode. Then I tried to go online, and I couldn't go online. And if you're gonna give us such little single player content, at least get the fucking online to work. At least, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, you had like 5 betas, and fucking online is like shit. It can't even get on. I don't understand. And the thing with the single player content is, I don't understand why Trials isn't there. Like, how hard is it to put Trials in? Like, how hard is it? What am I missing here? Well, obviously I'm missing like half the fucking game. But what am I missing when you can't even put Trials from jump? Like I don't understand. I don't get it. And I was having this argument with a couple of Xbox fanboys on Twitter several weeks ago, and they were talking all their BS about the game. Not they were talking about how they like stories and fighting, which is completely other BS. But I told them that you'll still be able to play at least an arcade mode, and I mean, to my fucking surprise, there's no fucking arcade mode in the game whatsoever. Now, for me, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but when you have no content to speak of and the online don't fucking work, like, an arcade mode would have been a nice thing to have. And the one little pet peeve that I have, this is me personally, I prefer to have fighting games where you can play against AI in basic, versus mode. You know what I mean? You have 2 rounds or 3 rounds or 5 rounds or what have you, and you give... you play the AI. For me personally, it just kills time. If you want to play something and you don't feel like going online, it's something that you can play for a little bit, or or something like that. Like, sorry, like that. I'm telling you, I'm not feeling good at all. But yeah, so it gives you something to do while you're, or you could practice some moves that you learn in training mode against the AI in a battle situation that's not that at least can somewhat simulate what you would deal with online. And the fact that they don't have that's annoying. But I can deal with that too. But there's no semblance of arcade mode whatsoever. You know, okay, let's backtrack a little bit. Not having one or the other is not a big deal individually, but when you package that together, plus you don't have any other feature when it comes to the trial modes right now. The challenges are obviously not there right now. Like, I'm like, what the fuck did I pay for? You know what I mean? And the game's awesome. Like I said before, the game's awesome, but like, when the online don't fucking work, what else is there to do? There's nothing else to do in the game. I tried going online, and it fucking don't work. It's annoying, and I remember, you know, all these launches, all these broken launches that happened this year between Drive Club, you know, Master Chief Collection, one of the last, what was Assassin's Creed that was? It was the one Assassin's Creed game where they had the no face glitch. I forgot which one it was. I mean, you have all these games that are released broken or with little content. And I'm looking at these, and I'm looking at these guys, and I'm looking at them. They're you know, they're angry, they're pissed, they're that. And I feel bad for them. And now I'm that guy. I've become that guy now. I've become that guy. And you know, listen, I'm not gonna return the game. You know, I have it. It is what it is. Hopefully, the game becomes a good. You know, it kind of morphs into a good game in a couple months. But fuck it, I'm disappointed. I can't even kid with you guys right now. I'm thoroughly disappointed with, and frankly, I shouldn't be surprised. It's Capcom. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the same people who ruined what was supposed to be the dream fighting game for me, with the Street Fighter Cross Tekken. They ruined it with these fucking stupid ass gems that they added into the game. And you know, obviously, you look at their past with their DLC practices and shitting on gamers with the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 fiasco, and I shouldn't be surprised. It's just like, it's a disappointment. Like, I mean, you have all these fighting games that out there that release with substantial content. You know, you have Persona Ultramax, you have the Blaze Blue games, the Guilty Gear games. I mean, fuck, dude, even Dive Kick has more content. Dive Kick, a fighting game where you press 2 buttons, has more content than Street Fighter 5. That's a fucking shame. And it pisses me off, because this was the game that I bought the PS4 for. You know what I mean? Like, this is my game, and like I said before, the game's great. Like, the game's awesome. But there's nothing to it. There's nothing to the game whatsoever. When you take out the multiplayer, which fucking don't work right now, and you look at the single player, which is like bare bones as fuck, and it's like, it's disappointing. And I think this is an industry wide issue, and I don't know how you fix it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think we should. You know, obviously I gotta do my part. We have to support games that offer more than what, you know, Capcom gave us with Street Fighter 5. You know, I mean, like King of Fighters 14 is coming out. Obviously, they're gonna have 50 characters in there, and you know, like the character. I know some people bitch and complain about the characters, the roster being too small. I didn't give a fuck about that either, because the characters that they have now are awesome. Like, I mean, pretty much with the exception of Armika, every character in there I like. You know, so I don't have a problem with the character, and you know, they're gonna add more, so you know, I don't have a problem with that. But it's just there's nothing to the game outside of a couple of fucking, you know, single player modes, like a bare bones story mode for right now. You have survival mode, training, and that's it. Like, that's it. And you know, I look at my place, I'm the only one that plays Street Fighter. You know what I mean? So you know, it's disappointing. It's very disappointing. And you know, hopefully, you know, King of Fighters don't fall into the same trap. I don't think they will. I don't think SNK will do that. Hopefully, Tekken 7 will have more content. I'm sure they will. Dude, this is a Capcom thing, and this is an industry-wide issue, and this is something that we have to be more vocal about it. But at the end of the day, like I said before, like I'm not returning the game, so I'm part of the problem. Obviously, I'm part of the problem. So it's like, so I don't know. It's annoying to me, and I know there's a lot of people I know on Facebook and YouTube that are disappointed. You know, it is what it is, I guess. All I can say is that if we can't solve the problem, then we have to support the developer that do it, and you know, that do put, you know, emphasis into content. You know what I mean? And understand that not everyone wants to play online. Who understands that when you do fucking betas, that they're supposed to at least help. You know what I mean? Like, at least help, not make things worse. And I don't know. It just, and there's nothing else I can say. You know what I mean? I'm just disappointed. And Who 186, I'm out.